Hi there, Chris, Chap in the Cap, Motolegends. Talking to you today from our local Harley-Davidson dealer, Harley-Davidson Guildford, and I'm doing that because we're talking about a new collection from Belstaff, a collection called the Long Way Up collection that's been created to celebrate the trip undertaken by Charley Boorman and Ewan McGregor. Their recent trip, they started at the end of 2019, finished it in early 2020. Took them from the southernmost tip of South America in Patagonia all the way up to LA, a trip of some 13,000 miles. And the reason we're here in a Harley dealership is because whereas the boys historically have always undertaken their adventures on BMW motorbikes, this time they transferred their allegiance from BMW to Harley-Davidson. Now, just to make the trip a little bit more interesting, they decided not to take just any old Harley-Davidson, they decided to do it on an electric Harley-Davidson. So it'll be interesting to see how that went for them. Anyway, here to talk about the jean. It's the first proper protective jean that we've seen from Belstaff. They have done single layer jeans before, but they were just cotton, so as far as we're concerned, that doesn't count. They've done lined jeans, Kevlar lining, but this is the first time that they've done a single layer, properly protective jean. A jean that uses for its core component a UHMWP, that's an ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, in this case Dyneema. Now, in terms of the clothing the guys wore, Ewan and Charley took very different routes. Charley went down a very technical route, and we had a big hand working with Belstaff in creating that suit. They came down to see us, we got together, we looked at the best features from Rucker, Klim, Halvars and Stadler to try to create the perfect adventure suit. And that suit is a masterpiece, we love it, and I think it's going to really change perceptions about Belstaff. Ewan, being the Hollywood A-lister that he is, decided to take a slightly different, a slightly more classic route. He undertook the trip very bravely, in my view, in a waxed cotton jacket and a pair of leather trousers. Now, I've seen pictures of them both, even though I think that form of dress for Ewan was totally inappropriate. He always looks like a Hollywood star. He always looks calm and cool and composed. And for almost all of the riding, I think he did it in his leather trousers. However, I've seen a number of shots of Charley, who's got his high-tech adventure jacket, but in a lot of shots that I've seen, he's wearing this jean. So that I understand, because jeans are just such a nice way to ride these days. Now, in this particular jean, the Dyneema, Roker use a UHMWP called Armalith. This is Dyneema. Dyneema is very well known. It's incredibly strong. And what happens in a single layer jean, you take that core fabric, as it were, and you wrap it with cotton to create something that looks like cotton, but is actually much, much, much stronger. Now, we are told that the Dyneema content in these jeans is 52%, which is pretty high. But what's important to us when we're talking to our customers or selling our customers a pair of jeans is to tell them how strong it is. And really, Belstaff haven't given us a great amount of help here. Now, because we do a jean from a company called Spiddy, it's called the JN Dyneema jean, that also has a 52% Dyneema content. Now, I think in essence, therefore, it's the same fabric. What I do have, or what we do have here in the building, is a copy of the certificate, a slide time on a Cambridge machine that shows that those jeans have a slide time of 4.1 seconds. That puts them very much on a par with leather. I cannot see that these jeans are going to be very different. They might be a little bit stronger, a little bit less strong, but I think these jeans are going to be in the ballpark of leather in terms of abrasion resistance, and that is very reassuring. But Belstaff haven't gone to great lengths to help us in that area. I think they've made it worse by going under the latest EN17092 regulations. They've only gone for an A rating. Now, if you know the system, there's an A for urban, there's a double A for touring and commuting gear, and then there's a triple A for the highest level of strength. And the reason that a company like Belstaff only goes for an A-level rating is that they're not what you might call a serious motorcycle company. They're a fashion company that sells motorcycling gear, or at least that's what they've been historically. So they've gone through the testing, the EN17092 testing, so that they can make all their gear legal. And I understand why they did that. But actually, with a product like this, and it's not an inexpensive product, this is a jean that sells for £375, you've got to give people more reassurance. To have these jeans classified as just an A jean, which is the urban standard, is not enough. Now, as I've said, I'm confident that these jeans would easily come up to the AA standard or even the AAA standard. But in future, Belstaff, please this is important. If you want someone to spend this kind of money on a jean, it's not just about how it looks, it's how it performs on the bike. People want to know that this is a strong jean that's going to protect them if they ended up sliding down the road. However, having got that off my chest, let's talk through the jean itself, because it is, in all other respects, simply a lovely jean. It's a classic 5-pocket style, got a zip fly here. One of the criticisms of most Roker jeans is that they have a button fly, and lots of people don't like button flies. We've actually had a jean made for us by Roker called the Tapered Slim that has a zip fly. It's very popular, but I think a lot of people will be pleased to see that this jean has a zip fly. In terms of its fit, it's somewhere between a 501 and a 511. Now, all of us, or people of my age, think of the classic jean being a 501. Actually, if you look at a 501 these days, they look horribly baggy. These aren't a baggy jean. I think they're probably, in terms of that spectrum between a 501 cut and a 511 cut, a 501 and a 511, these are nearer the 511. They're not super slim, they're not baggy. I've tried these jeans on, they work really well on me. I don't have particularly big thighs or calves, but there's quite a flattering look. I think it's a really nice fit. The fabric has got some stretch in it, some elastane in it of some sort, so again, that just aids the comfort and the wearability of the jean. In terms of the armour, comes with D30 in the knees and in the hips. That's the latest aerated armour. It's nice armour. It's got an adjustable armour pocket, which is what one would expect. There's quite a large cotton pocket that holds the armour, and I think that's not ideal. I think the idea with a single layer jean, because you want a single layer jean to be as single layer as it possibly can be, so you want the minimum length of armour pocket on the inside, because if you have a cotton pocket on the inside, that's going to stop the airflow. The other problem, no, before I come on to the problem, let me talk about another thing, the wash. We like the wash. A lot of our customers are not into the really dark indigo look, nor are they into the highly faded, very aggressive look. So we would call this a gentle wash, and I think it's kind of perfect. This is what certainly most people, in our experience, expect in a jean. I have to say that on a personal level, I'm not quite so keen on these whiskers. I think it's a bit of an affectation. I think the kind of people who are buying these jeans are not looking for that. I think that's a bit youthful for a jean like this. The whiskers will develop across a jean when you sit on them, when you sit on the bike, when you sit on a chair. That will come naturally with washing. I just don't think on a jean of this quality, it's necessary to have those whiskers put in beforehand. So, I love this jean. I might even prefer them in terms of their comfort and wearability to a Roker jean. And I know I shouldn't say that because I love my Rokers. But there is one other issue, and it's really to do with Belstaff just needing to get up to speed with the way this market works. This jean only comes in a 34-inch leg length. Now, that's just not up to scratch. If somebody comes to see us for a jean fitting, we always make sure the arm is in the right place. We will hem the jeans to the appropriate length, and we do that within the cost. So that's not an issue, provided you need a 34-inch leg or shorter. So if you're 32-inch, we'll end up taking an inch or two off, whatever's required. But if you are longer in the leg, if you are 36-inch leg, then these jeans are going to be too short. You're going to have to ride around looking like someone from the bike shed with their jeans halfway up their calves. And not everyone wants that particular look. So in future, I think Belstaff have got to get onto this. At this end of the market, we would expect there to be a 30-inch leg length, a 32-inch leg length, a 34-inch leg length, and a 36-inch leg length. If you want to be a serious player in the jeans market, I think that's got to be taken as something that you just have to do. There's another problem. If someone who's a 30-inch leg length gets these jeans, the armour pocket's going to be too low. So yes, we can easily shorten these jeans. I can make these jeans work on someone who's got a 33, 32, 31, 30, 29 to 28, whatever. But the armour pocket is suddenly going to be too low, because the longer a jean, the lower the armour pocket. So for that reason also, the problem is going to be that anyone with a really short leg is going to find, they may find they love these jeans, they love the fit of these jeans, but they just can't get the armour in the right place. The armour pocket, as I've mentioned, is adjustable, but it's not going to be adjustable enough. It's only about an inch, maybe it's 2 inches adjustable. That's not going to be enough to accommodate the difference between a 36-inch leg length and a 28-inch leg length. So that aside, Love these jeans, super comfy, lovely to wear, great look. £375. Yes, they're expensive. It's a little bit more than that than the Roker jeans, but they're every bit as nice to wear as the Roker jeans. I don't think the price is out of court, given the brand, but there are a few things that in future we hope that Belstaff will look at. If you'd like to see more Belstaff gear, visit the website motolegends.com. If you'd like to learn more about the Long Way Up collection, then click on one of the links on the screen. Sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there. That will take you to a special section that we've created purely for the Long Way Up. Now, when you get there, you'll be able to check out the spec in a little bit more detail, look at more close-up pictures. You can check and see what availability is like, and obviously if you like any of the pieces, you can buy any one of them there and then. When you buy from us, we try to make the process as simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protected wear that you buy from us. We offer totally free returns, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price promise in the business. Now, John Lewis is rightly famed for their never knowingly undersold price promise. We go one stage better. If you find anything that we sell being sold by another retailer at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat their price by a full 10%. If they're in the EU and not in the UK, we will match their price. Now, if you are going to price beat us, we suggest you visit the website. There are a few terms and conditions, nothing particularly onerous, but if you're going to do it, best maybe to check out the website first. If in future you'd like to receive bulletins from us about new products, then again, if you go to the website, top of every page, there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there, within seconds you'll be in business. In future, you'll receive bulletins about new products. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, then we would be delighted if you wanted to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Now finally, this is 2020, before the end of the year, just before Christmas, we're going to be giving away a motorbike to a YouTube subscriber. It's a bike that's based on a MUT 125 CC machine. We're calling it a Steve McQueen tribute bike. You can read all about it on the front page of our website or on the home page of our YouTube channel. Finally, I'd like to make a little play for our fabulous shop here in Guildford. Shop's got a small footprint. We're based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. But even though the shop is small, we have here in the building, in the warehouse that is adjacent to the shop, more than £2 million worth of stock. That makes us the second largest motorcycle apparel shop in the country. But we think that we're actually far more than just the amount of merchandise that we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. We'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to savour one of Sean's mum's delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.